State Warriors trying to cement a legacy as one of the best teams in NBA history, going for their 4th title in 5 years, and the three-peat, something that's been done only 5 times in the NBA. Meanwhile, the Raptors, after that high-risk, high-reward strategy of trading for Kawhi Leonard, that has resulted in some history of their own. Their first ever NBA Finals beginning in the North on Thursday. Stan Verrett now, crunching the numbers behind the storylines.
After starting with 16 teams, we're down to the final 2. The Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors.
For the first time in Toronto Raptors history, they will be headed to the NBA Finals.
The last time Toronto reached the championship round in the NBA, the NHL, or Major League Baseball, Game 6 of the 1993 World Series.
A swing and a belt, way back, the Blue Jays are World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
But enough about baseball. Let's focus on the Raptors. Toronto won both its meetings against the Warriors this season, joining last year's Pacers as the only teams to sweep Golden State in the regular season under Steve Kerr. Sure, some things have changed since these teams last met in December, but one thing has remained the same for the Raptors: Kawhi Leonard.
Right now, Kawhi has to be considered the best basketball player on the planet Earth.
He has 11 30-point games during this year's playoffs. The only other players to do that in a single postseason over the last 10 years, you recognize each of them by a single name: Kobe, LeBron, Durant. In the conference semifinals against the 76ers, Leonard made the only game-winning buzzer beater in a Game 7 in NBA history.
Is this the dagger? Game series! Toronto has won!
As for the Warriors, they're making their 5th consecutive trip to the finals, a streak that's only been seen one other time in league history. That was by the Celtics from 1957 to 1966. And while Kawhi Leonard has certainly had a historic run, Steph Curry might have topped him.
It's code! Steph Curry lighting it up!
Curry's greatness has come back.
Man, it's been fun to watch Steph. Yes. Rewind the clock a little bit here.
He averaged 36.5 points in the conference finals, the most in a 4-game sweep in NBA history, beating Shaquille O'Neal from the 2002 finals. Curry's 35 points in 4 straight playoff games ties him with Rick Barry for the longest run in Warriors history. So, will a new champion be crowned in the NBA, or will the Warriors win a 4th title in 5 seasons and cement their legacy as one of the best dynasties in sports history?
Thanks, Dan. And here's the very latest on the banged-up Warriors. Steve Kerr does think they are going to get 2015 Finals MVP Andre Iguodala back. He was out Game 4 of the conference finals with a calf issue. Same cannot be said of 2-time Finals MVP KD, unlikely to play at the start of the finals with a calf injury, and his status for the rest of the finals up in the air. He hasn't practiced, but Boogie Cousins has participated in full contact scrimmage. He says he's, quote, in a lot better place after suffering a quad injury in April. As for the Raptors, they're hoping that a key player returns. According to the Toronto Sun, the Raptors are optimistic they could get OG Anunoby back at some point in the finals. Anunoby's sidelined since mid-April after an emergency appendectomy. He has been Kawhi's primary backup but has not played this postseason. And according to Caesars Sportsbook, despite that KD injury, the Warriors are the clear favorites in this series. Now, the shortest odds have the Warriors listed at plus 250 to win in 6 games. The longest odds, this isn't surprising, plus 2,500.